Americans are fleeing Iran this morning as anti-government protests grow more dangerous and more deadly. It's time for the Streamline. Everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. Today, the Trump administration's national security team will meet to discuss intervention in Iran. It could include military action. A human rights group is reporting more than 600 people have been killed since protests broke out across the country. Demonstrations over the economy have turned into a widespread uprising against the Ayatollah. President Trump may impose a new 25% tariff on any country trading with Iran to try and pressure that government to stop the use of force on protesters. Trump says Iranian leaders called him over the weekend, saying they want to negotiate, but also that their country is prepared for war. More lawmakers are coming to the defense of Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. He's at the center of a criminal investigation. The Justice Department is digging into Powell's testimony over the cost of building renovations at the Fed. Powell says this is all a part of the president's pressure campaign to lower interest rates. Trump, though, claims he doesn't know anything about the investigation. Now several Republican senators are coming to Powell's aid, including Senator Thom Tillis, who says he will block any vote on the president's Fed nominees until this investigation is resolved.
My message isn't to the administration. My message to whoever who went after what I consider to be vindictive prosecution to grow up and give the president better advice.
Meanwhile, Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski calls this investigation, quote, an attempt at coercion, a warning if the Federal Reserve loses its independence, the stability of our markets and the broader economy will suffer. Several former Fed chairs have also come out to defend Powell. And while federal interest rates remain high, the president thinks lowering credit card rates could help Americans and their budgets. He's reviving a campaign pledge to cap rates at 10%. Lower rates mean lower monthly payments for anyone carrying credit card debt, but critics say doing this could have devastating risks.
The real victims would probably be the millions of Americans who no longer be able to borrow money. Some people are bad credit risks, and these companies simply won't lend to any of them.
Meanwhile, the president is also teasing a deal with Microsoft to try and lower utility bills. They have been rising across the country in part because of energy-hungry artificial intelligence data centers. Trump says other tech companies plan to announce similar deals in the coming weeks. Minnesota is suing the federal government over the immigration crackdown. The state says ICE operations constitute a, quote, federal invasion. They say it violates the 10th Amendment by unlawfully commandeering state resources, interfering with the state's authority to govern, and disregarding state law and city ordinances. The ICE operation began in December, targeting undocumented Somali immigrants. Last week, an ICE agent shot and killed one woman inside her car. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin says Minnesota's lawsuit is baseless, and they will fight it in court. In Canada, one of the alleged masterminds behind a notorious gold heist is now behind bars. Arsalan Chaudhary was arrested after flying from Dubai to Toronto's Pearson Airport. And that's the same airport where in 2023, authorities say thieves made off with 6,600 bars of gold worth $58 million. Chaudhary is one of the final suspects captured in this wide-ranging investigation that authorities called Project 24 Carat. There are still 2 suspects at large, including a former Air Canada employee. And while most of the gold will likely never be recovered, the local police chief is vowing to continue the search. Meta is cutting jobs. They plan to lay off nearly 1,500 people in their Reality Labs division. Sources say Meta is turning more of its focus to creating next-gen AI. The cuts could begin as soon as today. When a business closes or files for bankruptcy, a lot of customers are left in limbo, wondering if they're going to get the stuff they bought or if they'll get refunds. Scripps News Group's consumer reporter John Matarese shows how you can get your money back.
Imagine ordering thousands of dollars of new furniture and discovering the store you ordered from is closed and your order canceled. And worse, getting your money back could be a giant headache.
It hasn't been a happy new year for some furniture buyers.
We started to kind of wonder where the furniture was.
Jen and Rick Hausner are among several shoppers who reached out after ordering living room or bedroom sets from American Signature and its subsidiary, Value City Furniture. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in November. The Hausners learned their orders were canceled. Even worse, they say the store they ordered from would not provide a refund.
At that point, I was like, we're not seeing this money back.
This is a Chapter 11 bankruptcy for a reorganization, not a Chapter 7 for liquidation, so they're still operating.
Attorney Danny Karen says under similar circumstances, your first phone call is to the company to see if they can remedy the situation with stock it has available. The next step is filing a claim with the bankruptcy court.
Get the claim date because you're what's called an unsecured creditor.
Karen warns the process takes time and does not guarantee all of your money back. Which brings us to step 3, calling your credit card company.
And ask for a chargeback to dispute the charge because you didn't get your product and you didn't get your money back.
We reached out to American Signature.
You can't talk to the news?
Where an agent sent us to a What's Next page on its website. The company states we're committed to doing our best to fulfill customer orders, but says if we're unable to fulfill an order, customers may be able to file a claim with the bankruptcy supervisor. The Hausners worry that could take months, if not years, to resolve.
To look at that and say we've lost almost $2,000 is definitely a struggle.
So know the steps to take if a business files for bankruptcy so you don't waste your money. John Matarese, Scripps News Group.
Well, relaxing down the slopes turned into a scary brush with death for skiers caught in an avalanche over the weekend. 2 skiers were caught by fast-moving snow at Colorado's Rocky Mountain National Park. It was actually triggered by the way they were skiing. Look at that snow race down the mountain. One of those skiers suffered a dislocated shoulder while grabbing a tree. A third skier also got caught up in this avalanche. All 3 survived and shared their experience and their mistakes in a field report. Officials are warning other skiers about the threat of avalanches in the area. No matter what you're doing this weekend or this winter, make sure you are careful. That's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you know today in under 10 minutes.